What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the CloudSlayer channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Coming back at you with another ramble. Thank you, anybody that's coming back and tuning in and listening. I appreciate you guys. If you're new here, please hit that like and subscribe button. And welcome to the channel, man, and or girl. So whatever you identify as, I suppose. And this is going to be another ramble with me. Sorry it's late. It's going to be after midnight when I post this, so this is not going to be another Monday ramble. I try to hit those Monday rambles, trying to do some Thursday rambles, and in between that and doing some podcasts. And if you're ever looking to share your story, any kind of hardships or any kind of things that help keep you away from drugs and keep your mind from wanting to do those things, if you want, I like to hear like prison stories and jail stories and stuff like that. And if you're staying away from that, because that life that consumes a lot of people as well. I will be open to those stories. As always, my platform isn't like restricted to anybody, and everybody is welcome. So hit me up at cloudslayer53 at gmail.com. Again, that's cloudslayer53 at gmail.com. And if you want to jump on, do a podcast with me, I can do FaceTime, I can do Discord or anything like that. And I look forward to it, So just hit me up there and let me know, and we can set up a time, most likely during the weekend. But if I get off work, a lot of times I work till 1:30, so I'll get home about 2 o'clock, but 2 a.m. that is. So, but if I'm doing training, I might get off early. So hit me up. We'll try to orchestrate something. If you're a night owl, in the mornings I can't do it as much because taking care of my son. If you're a parent, you understand how that is, right? So, but there's been quite a bit of things weighing on my mind recently. So if you've been here before, you know how this goes. I ramble about things that may affect me or those around me, and sometimes this ramble is like to things I might not have said or I think about later, or I didn't want to say at that time because didn't want to necessarily be offensive, but also like you can't tell somebody what to do. So, sometimes you restrain yourself, depending on who that person is, and kind of like your relationship status to them. So, because that sometimes people won't listen no matter what. So you keep it to yourself, and you just suggest things, or you're like, you can be more positive. You think positively and stuff like that. So this one is going to be more based off of relationships, because I think I've talked about it before, but bad relationships, right? You're cheating on your significant other, that your significant other is cheating on you, whatever the case may be. You guys drinking alcohol and you guys, beat on each other or something, because I know that's situations in all racial groups. So it happens, and it's sad and it sucks, but that's, bad relationships could be tied in because of these alcohol, any kind of drugs, any form of drugs, any mind-altering chemicals, because I've seen people become bad people. Well, maybe they were already bad people, but they use marijuana and they're still like abusing somebody else, and it doesn't matter. People should know more about that weed doesn't always just make people good people, because you are who you are at the end of the day, and it doesn't matter. You can blame the drugs, you can blame all that stuff. Yeah, maybe it has some effect to have you lash out and do these aggressions, but it's not all because of the drugs. A lot of times it's because of how you're handling yourself, how you're conducting yourself, and maybe you might not be the good person, and sometimes you got to come to that realization. So, relationships aren't always with other people. Relationships are also with yourself, How is your relationship with yourself? And, you can be in denial about it. You can hide in a bottle. You can hide in marijuana. You can hide in crack. You can hide in this methamphetamines. You're just running away from yourself the whole time, right? Whatever that case may be, you almost gotta confront that person, beat that person up, and tell yourself the truth. Open your eyes. Pull your head out of your butthole. I'm sorry. I know I say butthole funny, but it is what it is. But you have to confront that monster, that demon inside you, if you want to make any progress forward and away from that negative mindset. Away from that, and you gotta. If there's people that are in your life that are like that, don't be afraid to kick them out of there. Unless if you try to build them up, you can do your best and, bring them with you, help them be more positive as well, because you never know how they were born and raised, Well, everybody's born, right? We're all innocent, and we become a product of our environment more times than none, So whether things are, you become a robber, you become a killer, you become whatever, there's a reason behind that. And, a lot of us become products of our environment, and not a lot of people can change and see that there's a different path in life that you can take. They think that you have to do drugs and stuff like that to be with like cool kids, to ride fancy cars sometimes, and, be involved in these things to make money, like you don't have to rob people to make money. You don't have to do any of those things to be a cool person, to be a good person, because not everybody has that same idea of what a good person is and what a strong person is and what a person that makes money is, and some people is you got to take it when you can, and that they were ingrained with this idea that you just got to take from everybody. It doesn't matter who they are. It could be your mom, dad, or whatever. Some of these people, they're on drugs, and they'll do whatever they can for that next fix. They'll see your valuables. They don't see valuables. They don't see that hard work that you put into it. They don't see anything. They see drugs. They're like, whoa, I got a dime bag there. I got a hit of crack or something, one of those things. They don't see your hard work that you put into it, or you don't see the hard work that somebody did for those things, to have those things, Sometimes people just see, oh man, this person has nice things because somebody took advantage of somebody, or they did, or they're just lazy and tell people what to do. And more often than none, that's not the case, These people that earn these things, they work hard for those things, and they might have saved up and stuff like that just to have those things, just to purchase that thing to make life a little bit easier, to help them along in life, and it'll suck, especially for those people when if they get robbed or something, But you gotta reevaluate, your relationship with certain people that encourage those negative behaviors from you that make you feel accepted. Being a good person might lead to loneliness, or stuff like that. Like some people feel helpless. They feel alone. You're not alone. You got to reach out to people. You always got to be active, and just because you're not having fun because of the drugs, because of the alcohol, and doesn't mean that you're alone. It does not mean that at all. You just got to keep moving. You got to keep going. You got to keep working towards that better thing. And be more positive. And you got to surround yourself by positive people that are trying to do more in their life, and it'll help you try to strive for those things and earn those things and learn how to save up or something, And when I think it's hard to tell sometimes who's a good person in these relationships, but some of these things is like identifying what they're doing, had this one relationship, a girl that I dated for a short period of time, it was when I was first starting to get away from alcohol and stuff. I wanted to start working out. I wanted to start eating healthier. And I wanted to stop drinking, And this girl, she said she wanted to do the same type of stuff, like I'll be there to work out with you. I'll be there to help you because I also want to walk that path. I want to get away from this booze and stuff and start saving money, start trying to invest in myself, right? Herself, I should say, and go for being healthier and being more active for a from a health standpoint, right? So, but words, everybody can say it. Anybody can say they want to do it and say they're going to do it, but actions speak way louder than words ever will. And when these people in your life, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be longtime lover. It could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your uncles, anybody that you trust. If their actions show something different from what they're saying, sometimes you might have to sever that. You might not talk to a person that you love so much, and it will hurt, and it can make you feel very lonely. It can make you feel really bad, because those bonds, even though they were negative, there are good times in those negativities, and that's will be one of the hardest things to do. But if they don't want to change and they don't want to walk that better path, that vision that you see, that only you can strive for, or they don't want to walk beside you to strive for that same thing, you might as well, you got to keep walking, it's going to be hard. And sometimes, like, even with that, you might have to stay in those situations to try to save, try to make a change within yourself, and, it'll be hard, it'll be tempting, it's almost like that way of life calls you, that negativity always wants you. They say misery enjoys company. And it's very true, It enjoys your company very much. But it's up to you to keep fighting against it and to stay away from that shit. Stay away from that shit. I'm just kidding. But, you know what I mean? It's hard, and that's why I enjoy doing podcasts so much, because I get to hear different aspects of life. Even if you don't want to do podcasts, you want to talk, hit me up. I enjoy talking to people about that stuff and hearing how they stay positive, stay away from that negative. Like, were moments where they noticed somebody was negative, But so this chick every weekend, she would still hit me up. Let's go to the bar. Let's go this way and that way, And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to get my health back up. I want to do other things. Let's go to a movie. Let's go, And it'd be like, all right, on my way, we'll go to a movie. And then it'd be like, as soon as they're getting close, they're like, I don't want to go to the movie. I'm at the bar now. Come out and hang out, whatever. And you're like, I was like, all right, okay, first time, right? And then it happened again. It's like, I'm at the bar. I was like, well, what about the plans to do this? And then they might snap at you or something. And this person was like, you don't tell me what to do type shit. I was like, oh, I wasn't telling you what to do. I was just asking you what was up because, these are your words, And it's like, they're like, whatever, and you're like, all right, go do you. And then you got to walk away from those people. And that's, that situation was like eye-opening for me, because before, the me that was the cool guy that was, wanted to be cool, I guess, and drank, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go party. Let's go do drugs and stuff like that. And it was at that moment that I was like, it's It's not worth it. Your actions are speaking against what you're saying. You're saying you want to do this thing, you want to make your life better and stuff like that. But here you are doing the same old shit that's getting you nowhere, that's getting you in jail for DUIs, or you're getting in fights, or you're sleeping around, not respecting your body, and you know, stuff like that. And you don't give a shit. You don't give a hoot in the world about what's going on around you or what's happening to those that are around you, and you don't give a shit. You just care about getting that mind altering effect, that alcohol, that any drug that you're addicted to. You know, people are addicted to food, so that euphoric feeling that it's giving you, or them, or whoever it is. You know, and you got to be able to identify those things. You know, there's been so many other instances too. You know, lost many great friends. You know, because that's all they want to do is, drink and stuff like that, which is fine because that's their choice, that's their life path. You know, if they want to do those things, you can't make them stop. But if you want to stop those things, only you can stop you from doing those things. Only you can pick yourself up. You know, there's going to be people that'll help you, but they can't do it for you. And that's one of the hard things you got to realize too, is that you can't do it for anybody else. And you know, it's the truth. When they want to do it, they're going to do it. You know, I had a friend. He was a pill addict, real bad pill addict. You know, but he had like multiple jobs. He was, stresses of life, man. And this drug allowed him to stay up and do all these different things. Like he might have felt like a superhuman. But I wasn't on those. I never did like pills like that. It was always like during a party. It's not excusing it. It's not making it any better. And I'm not saying these are good things to do, because they're not. Okay. You can put other people's lives in danger. You're 100% putting your own life in danger, and you're hurting your body. But anyways, it was, he was doing these things, and he was starting to identify, that he was having a problem. But whenever somebody tried to take him in to treatment and stuff, he would never do it. And I would tell him, hey, man, bro, I know you have a fucking problem. I know you have a problem. I'm telling you this, but only you can do it. Like, I can't haul you in. And we've seen, like, people seen how you were when people try to haul you in. But it's up to you to get your ass in there and try to fix those things, man. It's the hardest thing to do, is to accept your own faults. Because we're full of pride, right? We don't want to admit when we're wrong, negative, or doing bad things. We want to believe in ourselves that whatever we're doing is the right thing, and that you have to walk this path, that those bad things will never happen to you, and stuff like that. The story is, it'll happen to you. It happens to so many other people before you, and, so many beautiful boys and girls of the Creator, and that's the fact. And, it doesn't just happen because of, to people that are in poverty or people from a lower standard of life. Like there's many people that practice even my religion of the Mandawan life. I've seen so many people my age, older and younger, go through this battle of drugs, this battle of life, this battle of positive and negative, and it's a shitty thing to have to witness. It's a shitty thing to have to be a part of, and it's a beautiful thing to stay away from. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing to stay away from. But so many people fell down that path. Their parents were higher up on the hierarchy per se of that way of life and that practice and that lodge. Okay. I'm sure people have seen that in church, obviously, like the preacher's daughter is she goes around and she doesn't, she might be lost because a lot of those people are more strict, and, people are resilient, and they're like, I'm not going to take that stuff. So, they don't even know if they believe in that stuff. So, you can't really judge somebody else's life. because of the standing of the parents. You got to judge them on how they conduct themselves and whether or not they're willing to take responsibility and take precautions to be better, you know, walk that better way of life. Let's stay away from those drugs too, you know, because anybody can do it, anybody can fall under that, and anybody can die at any given time, and anybody can be a piece of crap, but also anybody can be better, anybody can be good, anybody can kick those drugs if they choose to. But it all comes down to you, man, your relationship with yourself, and obviously relationships with other people to help encourage you stay away from that stuff, you know, because everybody that is your friend that loves you and cares for you, they want to see you do better. I want to see you do better, you know. Whenever I see it, it makes me sad. And, you know, I do, like, I can go out and have a beer, 2 beers, you know, I'll be fine or whatever, you know, like, I won't be disappointed. I won't be tempted to drink till I black out. I won't be tempted to go do some dumb stuff. I won't, you know, I'm not tempted to do those things. And, you know, I don't encourage you, you know, if you can't do that thing, don't have a beer. Don't do any of that. Don't have any alcoholic beverages, you know. Keep walking down that path, man. Keep walking down it. And, you know, especially if you know it does bad for you. So stay negative. Don't stay negative, my bad. Stay positive. Stay away from that negative side of yourself and some of those relationships that it brings about, you know. And pay attention to people's actions more than their words, because that's going to show you who really is going to help you on your journey, you know. It's the people that show it through their actions, you know. So I think that's going to conclude this ramble. I went off as usual, as normal, and you know, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope you guys have a great night, and as always, peace. Have a good night.